Hi guys, here's a Element RC with another improvised video. This video is about misconceptions or holy shit, what the fuck is that? Just spider. A big ass spider at that. I gotta kill it. Look at that shit. I'm sorry guys, I know this is not RC related, but I gotta kill this fucking big old spider. You guys see it? It's right there. It's right there now. It's dead. Anyway, sorry about that. Where was I? Misconceptions. Okay, pretty much one thing I've seen people begin to start a tune or full race tune when the engine's not even up to temperature. Um, so what you do is you have to wait for the engine to become heat soaked. Not just the temperature of the head itself, but the metals inside the engine need to get heat soaked. That's what you call it, heat soaked. Heat soaked is when the materials are at operating temperature. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it correctly. But the engine is supposed to be a certain temperature that's operating temperature, and that usually happens not right away. So, for example, when I start tuning, I turn on my engine and I start running into, let's say, about a tank. At around tank, my engine should be at proper operating temperature where you start getting where all the materials like for the jets and the carburetor and all the internal components become the proper size because metal expands and when it gets heated, so the engine will lean itself out. So at that point is when you begin to tune, because when you're out in the field, bashing, racing, whatever, um, the engine will be running at a certain temperature throughout the race or throughout the time you're out bashing. Most of the time, people have their nitro engines running nonstop. Well, they're meant to be ran nonstop, not sit and idle and let them load up and they bog to death. Excuse me. So, I'm not sure I explained it correctly, but pretty much let your engine get heat soaked so that it leans itself out. After the engine leans itself out, you start leaning it out. After the engine is heat soaked and it leaned itself out, then you start to lean it out. That's a big problem with people not learning how to tune. They don't understand. They think that, I'm gonna tune it right now. I just turned it on. Let me tune. Don't fuck with needles until the engine has leaned itself out. At that point is when the engine is running at its temperature, I guess, or its internal. I guess an internal temperature, and the inner components have been expanded or whatever to whatever point the engine allows it to function properly. I'm not great at explaining things, but fuck, I'll give it a try. So at that point, you start leaning the needles depending on the RPM that you listen. Again, you have to listen to this RPM. You listen to it, and it dictates how much more leaner you could get. So, for example, let's say you're coming in, you gun that bitch and you bring it into you, and somewhere on the RPMs, the high RPMs, it starts to stutter or it wants to stall or whatever. It means you're leaned. You're too lean. So that's why. Let me see if I can break it down real quick, or maybe I just make another video. This is let's call this part one of misconceptions of nitro tuning, I guess. Okay, I'll make another video.